everyone, my name is Steph, this is the Novelty Corner, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my August reset video. For those of you who haven't seen one of these before, this is where I reset my TBR for the month and go through some of the highs of the previous month, what I actually read, and then talk about my plans for the upcoming month. There's also some bonus stuff like how I set up my filming schedule and my planner and whatnot for the next month, so that's all at the end. Please check the timestamps if you want to jump around to any of the sections. I'm filming this reset on the 29th of July. So at this current point, I have read 45 books, 11,692 pages, and I have one reread for the month, which was the rest of the story, which has an annotation video, which I'll leave linked on the screen. In terms of thinking about last month and whether or not I read my TBR or not, I did actually get through quite a few of the books. Please excuse the lighting. The sun can't decide whether it wants to stay out or go behind a cloud. So it's going to get brighter and it's going to get darker and we're just going to have to deal with it. So the books that I did read from my TBR last month were We Didn't Think It Through by Gary Lonesborough, which was a First Nations young adult book. I read Wolf Girl Sink or Swim by Ando, which is book 9 in the Wolf Girl series. This is a middle fiction serial series. I read Ember and the Island of Lost Creatures by Jason Pamment, which is a middle grade graphic novel. Role Playing by Cathy Yardley, which I'm going to talk about again in a minute. The Kings of Mayhem books, Kings of Mayhem and Brothers in Arms, which are book 1 and 2 in the series. I read Well Travelled by Jenn Deluca, Love and Autism by Kerr, and I reread the rest of the story by Bauer, which was the book that was in my annotation video. In terms of my top books for July, Role Playing is 100% up there as probably my favorite book that I read this month. It is absolutely delightful. I have just recently talked about it in my Books Beside My Bed video, so I'll leave that linked on the screen so you can go check it out. This book is delightful and is in my top 5 books of the year. Like, there is only one spot left in my top 5 books of the year, so the second half of the year has got a lot to answer for. I also really loved the Carolina Comets series that I've been reading recently. I finished off most of it this month, and so far my top 3 favorites in the series are these ones. Blind Pass, which is an oops, we accidentally got married and now we have to stay married for a year story, and it is great. They're all hockey romances, of course. There is One Timer, which is where the heroine accidentally gets pregnant, and I don't like this trope and I loved it in this book. And then Scoring Chance, which has the most cinnamon roll golden retriever hero ever. I loved him so much and I love this book a whole lot. And then the other book that is in my top books for this month is Icebreaker by A.L. Graziadei or Graziadei. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. It is a great book. It is a YA hockey romance. It is an MM romance, and it is about 2 rivals on the same team who are vying for the top draft pick. I laughed. I cried. I cried a lot in this book, and it's great. There is a vlog coming out later this week with my thoughts on this book, so you will definitely hear about it very soon. Now, going into August, I'm really excited because here in Australia, it is the MS Readathon month. I'm so excited. I love this hoodie. For those of you who don't know, the MS Readathon has been around for years here, and I remember doing it as a kid, where you would sign up and you would raise money for the MS Society, and you were encouraged to read and people could donate based on how many books you read. So it was a really great incentive for us as kids. I didn't realize that adults could sign up. So of course I've signed myself up. I do have a fundraising page, which I will leave down below. And the funds that are raised go to supporting families and children with MS and getting them the support and the care and the therapies that they need, as well as also providing fun activities in a safe and supportive environment for them so that they can do really fun things together as a family in a really caring and supportive environment with people around them to help. So I have always been a big fan of this readathon, and I'm so glad that I get to do it as an adult. So I'm thrilled. And as I said, I will leave my fundraising page below, as well as links to the MS Readathon if you want to find out more information. They do have merch, which is why I got myself this hoodie. I actually found this out because they obviously reached out to a bunch of TikTokers to do promo ambassador sort of stuff. I am a little bit sad that I did not get in. I did not get approached, but that's fine. I do not have big numbers over on TikTok, but I can definitely do this and do my part, and it's not like I'm not reading in the month. So there is that. All right, so moving into things that I'm going to be reading this month. I have a stack of review copies that came in the last couple of days that come out at the end of August, so these are obviously going into my pile. There are 3 picture books. The first one is A Friend for Ruby by Sofie, Laguna and Mark McBride, who are my favorite weird picture book duo. There is Last Place Lynn by Wai Chim. I also have a board book, Baby Days by Jane Godwin and Davina Bell. This is illustrated by Freya Blackwood, and these 3 are like my holy grail of picture book co-collaborators. I also have a middle grade graphic novel. This one is Halfmoon, The Magic Gems by Xavier Bonet. This was unsolicited and I am very excited to read it and try it because I'm loving my middle grade graphic novels. There is also 2 Sparrowhawks in a Lonely Sky by Rebecca Lim. And then I have 1 young adult title on here. And I have to preface this by saying I will be reading a second book alongside this because this is book 2 in a series. So this is Never a Hero by Vanessa. The first book is Only a Monster and I have been meaning to read it. It's been on my TBR for ages. So I'm going to be reading both of these back to back. So all of these are going on to the TBR. Thank you very much to Ellen and Unwin for those review copies. I'm very excited to read them. The only other review copy that I have is this one. I'm very excited. I actually do have a hardcover book coming, but I'm very excited to have the paperback, and this just calls for a reread, doesn't it? See, I told myself I was not going to put 1,000 books onto the TBR this month because I am struggling to read through things. I need to have a lot of mood reading choices, but like the review copies are different and most of those are kids' titles, so they're completely separate to how I think about the things that I select for myself in terms of my adult reading. But I do have a few other bits and pieces going on. So I have some priority reads that I would like to get to this month. The first one being Resonant Surge by Nalini Singh because I haven't read it yet and I only got my copy on release day, so I am looking forward to finally diving into this. This will get read. As per usual while filming, I totally forgot my read-along book as one of my priority reads. So that is On the Edge by Ilona Andrews, and I will be reading that at some point in the month, so that's getting digitally added to the giant list of books. I am also actively trying to finish reading the books that I mentioned in my series I want to finish before the end of the year video. That was a while ago and I keep forgetting about it, so I'm actively trying to get through it. So I've picked 3 books this month, mostly because they are the last books that I currently own in the series, so that means I would be caught up on 3 series. So there is The Heist by Julie Weaver, which is the 3rd book in the Team Zulu series. Law by Lily Mayne, which would mean I'm caught up on the Monstrous series, although knowing me, she'll put out something this month. If I get through that, then I'm calling myself done for that series for the foreseeable future. And also Memories Legion by James S.A. Corey, which is a collection of stories set in the Expanse universe. Still haven't read it yet. I would like to get to it. Then I can tick off those series for now. 2 other books that I have physical copies of that will be read this month as part of a vlog that you will find out more about later in the month is A Fate of Wrath and Flames by K.A. Tucker and also The Charm Offensive by Alison Cochrane. Every month my members get to choose a book that I will do a dedicated reading vlog for them on, and this month's book pick has been decided by poll. It was tied for the majority of the last week, so people had to go back in and vote again, and All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata won out in the end. So this is also going on to the TBR, and I'm looking at my TBR that I said was not going to be ginormous, and I am okay. We're fine, everything's fine. Never mind that I've still got to do my book annotation wheel and my rare author wheel spin. We're fine, nobody panic, we're good. Okay, so every month I'm going to try and annotate a book. If you guys are still interested in the annotation videos, then I will film that. But I have a spinning wheel here of books that I would like to reread and annotate. Ooh, Elfa Night. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, pause please. So Elfa Night is one of the Side Changeling books and one I have been meaning to go back and reread. It was one of the books that I took to get Nalini Singh to sign, and it was the one that she did the note that it was signed at Rare in. I'm excited about this because this is the book that has a female alpha and I'm all about that. So I really loved this the first couple of times I read it, so now I would like to go in and actually highlight, because look how many tabs I have. I suppose I should do the Rare spinner wheel now and then talk about anticipated releases, because let's face it, I probably won't get to all of the anticipated releases in this month given the size of this TBR. Nobody is panicking. Oh, okay, thank goodness. Right, this makes me feel good because there's only 1 book. The spinner wheel gods were kind to me today. So this is Arden and the Girl Downstairs by Amber Davis. It is a contemporary romance. It is an independently published romance, and Amber Davis runs a bookish merch store. And this is one of her books, and I love this one because it is the beautiful, shiny special edition. So we're good. Everything is fine. We can all breathe easier. Okay, in terms of new releases that are coming out this month, on the 1st we have Glimmers of You by Catherine Cowles, which I have actually already read and reviewed. That is in my most recent Books Beside My Bed video, so we can tick that one off. Cruel Seduction by Katie Robert is coming out on the 8th, and I would really like to read this. I probably will, but I will be getting a physical copy from her at some point, so I have to just decide whether I read the ebook when it comes out or if I just wait for the physical copy to arrive. Lucy Parker's new book, Codename Charming, comes out on the 15th. Pucking Wild by Emily Rath comes out this month. So that will definitely be being read. That's a no-brainer, and that is happening. And since I have been dubbed the president of the Kate Canterbury cult, I will be reading Shucked by Kate Canterbury as well. That's totally May's fault. I did not set out to be a cult leader, but I apparently am just convincing everyone to read Kate Canterbury, so here we are. And then also Saxon James has another book coming out on the 30th, and that is called Not Dating Material, and I will be reading that one as well. But that comes out at the end of the month, so that probably will be read in September. So that's one less thing that's on this TBR. Okie dokie, so the only thing left to do is for me to reset this basket, and I am vaguely terrified. So continuing on with the hot mess that is this TBR, I apparently lost the footage of filling in the TBR basket, so here's a picture. All right, so I'm going to stop talking now and I'm going to dive into all of the extra content. Again, timestamps will be down below if you want to jump around to journaling or get a sneak peek at what the content for videos is going to be for the month. If you have stuck around for the entire video, please let me know what you're excited to hear me talk about from this ginormous, but was not supposed to be ginormous TBR. Maybe just send help. I don't know. Anyway, we're all good. As I said, this month I am supporting the MS Readathon, so if you are in Australia and you would like to donate, every little bit helps, but please don't feel pressured to, but definitely do go check out the information and find out a little bit more about it because it's well worth it. If you'd like to let me know that you're here but you don't want to leave a comment, feel free to leave your favorite emoji down below and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. Do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you. So hold me tight through the night. It's just us two. More than friends, yeah. You know I'm here to stay every single day, yeah. So hold me tight through the night. It's just us two, me and you. Oh, I can't believe you love me. I just feel so lucky. Still can't believe you love me. Falling into your arms, dancing up in the stars. Nowhere I'd rather be than with you. I can't believe you love me. I just feel so